end of the day, like, you can move in with her, you can call her your wife, but set a legal, the most ironclad legal contract going in. Don't sign the legal document of marriage where the government can redistribute your assets. Recognize that if you're going to live together, they're going to call you common law wife and husband. So you're going to have to create a legal structure to protect your assets against that. Get your assets, or at least, if an offshore company is available for you. This is what a lot of doctors do to prevent against lawsuits. I mean, and again, you don't have to hide this from her or from anybody. Just saying, like, I have to protect myself. If you're going to leave, you're not leaving with my money, right? If you're a man, you're going to take care of your kids no matter what. Okay, I know that you guys are ethical. You're going to take care of your kids, but like, for her to, if you get to that multi-million-dollar level and her to be able to, it just as a businessman, you can't make that business decision, right? In my mind, okay? You can go through the ceremony, you can have kids, just protect yourself as much as you can, and don't sign that contract, don't sign that legal marriage contract, okay? Because there's nothing good can come out of it. And also watch my other stuff on monogamy, okay? I'm not an anti-monogamy or a pro-monogamy guy. I'm saying, there's casual, there's multiple long-term relationships, there's monogamy, and they all have their pros and cons. So check out my game plan for my dating game plan more on the pros and cons of monogamy. Number 5, assuming your relationship will last forever, okay? Nothing in this world is guaranteed. All relationships are temporary. Can last till the end of your life or her life, but at some point it ends, okay? And at the end of the day, relationships are good until they're not good anymore. You could get a year out of it. You could get 10 years out of it. You get a lifetime. If you have a lifetime with one person, and you're happy, consider yourself lucky, because that is not usually the case. Could be, but it's not usually the case. So don't go into it assuming that this is the one forever. Again, the marriage system has changed, right? It's not like you can just get married. You can do all the right things and have it still not work out because she decided it didn't. So assume that it's not going to last forever, and look at it of, I want to get the best out of this relationship as I can, and when it's no longer making me happy, or we can't solve it, then I'm going to end it. Now, I know that might be tough if you have kids, but again, that's another thing you have to factor into. If you have kids, like for the 18 years that you're raising those kids, for them to be, they ideally need to grow up in a happier environment with two parents together. So that is something you have to consider. I'm not saying I have the answer for that. I'm just saying that assume that your relationship, that nothing lasts forever. You might get a lifetime out of it, but at some point it ends. And do not be in something that is unsavable, right? That's how a lot of guys get caught in these positions, because they're like, oh, she was the one forever. No, you never want to have that mentality going in. Like, okay, I like this. I'm committed to this. I'm going to keep at this, but I'm keeping my mind on it, right? Just like you would if you went into business and at some point you realize, man, this is not working, right? I've done everything. This is the wrong mistake. This is the wrong move, okay? Number 6, don't lose your position, okay? So you can be kind, you can be compassionate, you can be loving, you can be empathetic. I'm all of those things with the girls that I date. You guys would be surprised probably how sweet I am, considering some of the material that I have on my website. But you still have to be the man, okay? I'm all for openness. I'm all for men who are kind and caring. But you also have to be that man, and that you have to be that man first, dude. So that, like, women only love up, okay? Women only love what's higher than them. Just look at what they screen for. They want a taller, more dominant, physically stronger, more money, smarter, older, higher ranking man. Those are the men that women fall in love with, right? So you need to protect your position. You need to keep your position, right? The phrase in the pickup community when a guy loses position is called betaization. He becomes a beta male with that girl, which I think is a really corny term, but that is what happens, okay? And she started out with all this attraction, but then he got so in love with her that he put her above himself to the point where it was detrimental to the relationship. And now she sees him as ranking lower than him, And that puts him into that friend zone category, which is where she's got him where they're not having sex because she's not attracted to him, and that is the end of the relationship. He just doesn't know it, okay, when that attraction's gone. So he has to have that spark of you is still the man, and you still have that higher rank, but not to where I'm not being a tyrant, okay, right? Like, you don't want to have to be a tyrant to get it, but you still need to be the man. And that's why you need to be really careful about screening for girls who are, submissive or whatever, if that's a negative word for you, who are looking for a dominant man, who are looking to play that position, who are looking to be sort of taken care of, who are looking to be, they've been waiting for you, okay? I'm not going to try and take a woman who cares about whose career and she's trying to build a business and she's working 15 hours a day and put her into that role, okay? That's me. I want the opposite of me, okay? And the girl, that sweet, loyal, loving girl, she's going to want the opposite of her. She's been looking for someone like me. So it's not about trying to box around, a square peg into a round hole. It's about finding the girl who's right for you and then maintaining that position and not weakening down and holding your frame, okay? Holding your frame as the man. And it's avoiding girls who, come from a matriarchy or who don't want that relationship or who have careers they're number one or who are used to being the dominant one in a relationship, okay? I don't care what anyone says, there's no equality in any relationship. Someone's always more dominant than the other one. Now, it could be small, like 60-40, or it could be like 80-20, but there's always that level there. It'll just look like equality, but someone's foot is closer to the door and someone has more power and someone has more of the veto power. And, most of the time I think it's the woman. I think 70% of relationships are run by women. Maybe only 30% of guys keep their position. And again, you look at the divorce rate, 70% initiated by women. I think a lot of those women are with guys who weren't able to hold that position, and the woman eventually lost attraction for them. Okay, again, tons of stuff on that on my site. Number 7, never think, I got this, man. Oh, she loves me, dude. Man, a lot of guys were talking, man, she's on my dick. This chick loved like it, man. I know the game. I got this, dude. No. Pride comes before the fall, okay? That's what guys say before they get married. They say like they've been a player for 30 years and they go ahead and get legally married. And then, boom, 2 years later, she catches him with the maid because he hasn't adjusted to that lifestyle and just threw himself into it because he said he got this and he knew everything. And, the other rules didn't apply to him, okay? And now he's on the divorce and he has the same, and he knew better, okay? Again, I'm not talking about, guys who want to raise a family, all right? I might be doing that at some point, but it's not just like I'm going to forget everything that I knew, right? It's not that I'm just going to turn a blind eye and go ahead and get legally married and do that whole bit. Whether I can be monogamous the rest of my life, I don't know. All that stuff is still up in the air for me, but never think that you're above the game, that the rules don't apply to you. You're like, I've been doing this forever, I know what I'm doing here. Or, I'm not losing position. Or, it's okay if I do all these things, I got this, or, this girl could never get over me, because I did her so well in the bedroom and I'm so charming. It's like, nah, dude, okay? Pride comes before the fall. Never think that you got this. You got to follow the rules. And, if you're slipping, you got to catch yourself, or you got to have a friend's advice to be like, hey man, you're slipping. You got to listen to it. Okay. Don't think, just because you've been at it for a while and you understand that you can get away with it. Pride comes before the fall. All right. That's all I got to say on that one.